So welcome to this video on 2016 question 5 higher level, and we've got a transformation geometry. We'll be doing translation, axial symmetry, central symmetry and rotation. So that's translation, axial symmetry, central symmetry, and then a rotation down at the bottom from P3 to P4. P to P1 is translation, P1 to P2 is axial symmetry, P2 to P3 is central symmetry, and P3 to P4 is rotation. So we're going to draw out the location of the points there. So I'm going to set out the points in their respective positions. So P1 is across 45 from P, and okay, P2 will be across, I think it's 60. Okay, P3 will be 45 across, and I think P4 is 80 there. Then we're going to go up their respective heights in the question. So P3 was up 100, P4 okay was up 31, P1 was up 100, and then P2 was, I think, was up 140. We're going to draw in the logo. There's the correct position for the center line. That one there I drew out was incorrect. So the radius is 26. So the circle is drawn in. Then I have to join those corners there for the vertical lines there, so I can go up there until it intersects it. That's the point on the radius of the arc. So I can put my compass to the bottom and draw that in. Then label my points. So now P to P1 is going to be a translation. So I'll move it, upwards parallel to P to P1, and all the points move the distance of P to P1, the direction vector. So I can join P to P1, and I can draw lines parallel to P to P1 from center point and letter A. Look, set your compass to P to P1 and step that distance from A until it hits its line and the center point. But I'm a big believer in just knowing that the shape retains its original properties. So from P1 I'm going to go across, 30, and whether it hit the direction vector for A or not, I'd be marking 30 on it. You've got to keep deadly accurate on it. Center line, draw it up, and again, if it didn't hit the direction vector from the center line, I'd be still sticking at that, keep it deadly accurate. Radius 26. Draw on the circle. I just have to change my circle a bit. So light lines up there, join the bottom left, I think it's A, to the top middle right. There's a point for a radius, with the compass down at the bottom in the middle, swing the arc, heavy in the lines. You can label our points. A1, B1, C1, P1, D1, E1, CP. center point. Now, so P1 to P2 is axial symmetry, so I'm going to have to join P1 to P2, bisect the line, and you could swing the points across. So I'm going to join P1 to P2, get my compass, set it to more than half the length of the line, swing an arc from each side where those arcs intersect. Okay, top and bottom are going to join them together. That'll give us the axis of symmetry. And we're going to draw lines parallel to P1 to P2 from the letters A1, okay, CP1. Now, okay, you can get your compass, swing A1 over, and that's where A1 should be. And you can do the same for the center point. Look what I'm going to do now. I'm going to set my compass to 30. And I'm going to swing it from P2. And see the way there's a little tiny bit off in the arcs. You see, no matter what, P2 to A2 should be 30 millimeters. So you need to keep it deadly accurate. If you don't, by the time you get to a rotation, the image could look so squished. So P2, then the center point is in 15, and A2 is 30 from P2. I'm going to draw my line then perpendicular to there, the line that P2 rests on. So it'll be perpendicular to line P2 to A2. I don't have A2 marked in yet. It'll be marked in later. You see the way the center point there? That's it there, what you're perpendicular to. Just checking if that was right. Now, we're going to mark in our radius, 26. So you can see there, I actually marked in 20 something, it wasn't 26 that I marked in. There we go. Sorry, the circle was right, radius 26. Now we can draw those vertical lines, or lines parallel to the axis. There's the center point for our arc. Mark them in. Now P2 to P3 is going to be central symmetry. So the image is going to be flipped upside down across. So I'm going to join P2 to P3. I'm going to bisect the line to get the center point of symmetry. So that's going to establish my center point of symmetry. And look, you could draw the line A2 through there, okay, the center point. And you can get your compass and put it on A2 and swing it over to give you an idea of where A3 is going to be. But again, I'd be setting my compass to 30 millimeters because P3 to A3 has to be 30. And I'd swing from P3 till it intersects the line from A through the center point of symmetry. And they happen to be bang on this time. Remember the last time they were a slight bit off. You got to get it right. Now I'm going to draw a line from the center point through the center point of symmetry to give me an idea of where my center point is going to be. You can see there, tiny out. And the purpose of that line, construction line through the center point of symmetry is to give you an idea of where the center point is going to be. So I'm going to redraw in the shape now. I'm going to join P3 in a moment to the middle right of the circle. And we can put our compass there at the bottom, in the middle of the base, drawing our arc, heavier lines in, and we'll label our points. And then we're going to do a rotation from P3 to P4. So we're doing a rotation clockwise through 90 degrees. So the question is how to find the center point of the rotation. So it says 90 degrees. Now look here, if I have a circle here and I label P3 there and P4, and that's meant to be 90 degrees there. If I join those points together, those 3 points, the center point, and P3 and P4, I get an isosceles triangle. Okay, so I'm going to join P3 to P4. Now, if that's 90, the other two angles are 45, because 45 and 45 is 90, or 180 minus 90 leaves 90, divided by 2 is 45, because it's an isosceles triangle. So I'm going to measure an angle of 45 degrees from P4. You could do that with your compass either, and I'll extend those angles, and where they intersect, that's the center point of symmetry. Now, if I want to get any point on the rotated image, I'll join it to the center point of symmetry and measure 90 degrees off it. And CP is above the line P3 to P4 because the rotation is going below it, so the center point is the opposite, on the opposite side to it. So I'm going to join A3 to the center point, and I'm going to measure 90 degrees to that line. And that's what you would do with each one. That's the theory behind it. So I'm going to draw in that line, and I get my compass, set it to the center point, and swing A3 onto it. Now remember, we have to be deadly accurate. So the distance, that's somewhere where A4 is going to be. I'm going to set my compass to 30 and swing from P3, and that's the exact answer. We've got to be deadly accurate. That's 30 long. The shape has got to maintain or retain its original properties. So I'm going to draw a line from the center point there to the center point of rotation, measured the angle of 90 degrees, so I get a fair idea where my center point of rotation, or the center point of the logo, should be. It should be around there. Remember, I'm going to measure in 15 there to get it bang on and go perpendicular to line A3 P4. Go perpendicular to it, and you'll see the way it's a little bit out, but that's why you want to retain the original properties of it. See, you got to be deadly accurate doing it. Then we're pretty much home and dry from there. We know how the image is going to look after it's rotated. Drawing our circle. Okay, join P4 to the middle right of it if you're facing upwards. Heavy inner lines then in a moment after we draw our arc. Then I can heavy in from P4. And that's the question done. Thank you very much. Don't be afraid to comment if there's any questions you have, or any questions you'd like me to do a video in. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.